No worries. So while we're waiting for the clicker, I'll just start off with some introductions. First of all, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. As you can see, I'm from a company called Mountain Partners, and what we do is company building. Now, Mountain Partners is a company builder that started in 2005 in Zurich in Switzerland, and to date we have employed 11,000 people in 22 countries across the world. And my job on a day-to-day basis is I lead the Malaysia team. Now, over the years we have built and funded 200 companies, and out of these 200 companies, along the way we found certain things that work, building scalable technology companies, and the purpose of my sharing session today is to try to share what we've learned, share some of those insights, and see how it can be applicable to your own entrepreneurial journey. Now, the vision of Mountain Partners is not one that is about greenfield inventing of new technologies. We believe in taking technology and making it accessible to many, many people all across the world, because we think that technology alone is no good if you can't put it in the hands of the users. So this is the area of focus that we work on. So what is a company builder? Now, the best way for me to explain to you what a company builder is by showing where we fit in to the ecosystem. Now, if you look at a technology startup ecosystem, you have things like what you are attending today, which forms up the community. It is basically where people come to get inspiration and make connections to start a company. And after you've done that, you need a little bit of guidance. And that guidance generally comes from incubators, accelerators, and not only guidance, but they also connect you with the right mentors and investors. And then once you have that, you start to reach out for funding, right? So that generally comes from angel investors. Sometimes it can come from crowdfunding platforms. And then after that, you need a little bit more money to commercialize your ideas, so you start going to VCs for a seed funding, or sometimes even equity crowdfunding, which is becoming more and more popular in Malaysia these days. And last but not least, after that, you start going for growth, where you look for a Series A round from a VC, or possibly even PE firms for later stage funding, before eventually your company becomes either a listed entity or something that adds value to a much bigger technology corporation. If you look at where the red lines are, that's where a company builder fits in, because we are on the side of the entrepreneur rather than the investor. We start a company, we then invite amazing talent to be part of this company, and we will guide it, we will fund it right up to Series A. So we are able to build a venture that is independent of whether we get external support or not until we go into a much later stage. For this reason, we've been able to reduce the risk in starting a technology company. There is so much risk. There is emerging market risk. There is a funding risk if you can't get your second round. There's a technology risk. There's a talent risk. So there's so much risk in building high growth technology companies, but company building is a way to reduce that risk. It is also a way to build technology ventures much faster than if you were to do it on your own. So that's a brief introduction of where company builders fit in. We do not manage a fund. I know the title says that I'm a venture capitalist, but I'm not one, because I don't manage a fund, and I'm not the person that you would pitch your idea to and ask me to invest in your company. But if you like what we're doing and you want to join one of our teams, by all means, we'd like to have a chat. So about 6 months ago, I attended the first GIEEC in Dubai, and it was an amazing event. And along my journey, right, like how some of the other people have shared today, there are a lot of challenges in this entrepreneurship space. And one of the books that I read is this book called The Productive Muslim by Muhammad Faris, right? I used to be a fan of his blog. When he came out with the book, I bought it, I read it, and life is an amazing thing. Next thing I knew, I was at an event and I got to meet him. And that's so cool when you read a book that you're a fan of and you get to meet the author. And then I was heading to Dubai and I managed to share a flight with him, and I was seated next to him for 8 hours getting personalized advice about productivity. How amazing is life? Alhamdulillah, man. I got to be really thankful for my lucky stars, right? But this book is something that I would encourage everybody who wants to venture into the GIE, the Global Islamic Economy, to read. Because essentially it will help you align What are your true purposes? What are your clear success measures in this life and the next? As well as how can you make best use of your time to achieve those goals? So this brings me into my sharing session today, which is 10 insights from company building. And the format that I'm going to be using is I'm going to bring up a point and I'm going to share how a company builder does it and then why it will be important for you if you are trying to raise money from investors. So the first one is think global. From the get-go, if you are venturing into the GIE, it is one market. It is not defined by territory, culture, ethnicity, and so on. It is one big market. Now, investors, when they are trying to evaluate a deal, one of the key criteria that they look into is market size. They want to see whether this thing can be scalable and address many, many people across the world. So that's the first tip that I want to share with you. And the global Islamic economy, a lot of people again say that it's a big opportunity, but a big opportunity to do what? To make money? Or is it a big opportunity to take on responsibility and help people live lifestyles that are more pleasing to our Creator? And one example of that is Trip Fest this morning, right? So halal travel is a way for you to explore the world, but not compromise your faith by making that journey very good and easy for you along the way. That's an example of a very empowering Muslim startup, right? The next thing is a proven model. So proven models can happen in many forms. Sometimes people take another person's idea and they copy it because it's proven. Sometimes people actually look at within their portfolio and they say, let's take it from this market which has been successful and bring it to another market. That's what Mountain Partners does because we have a global network. If it works in one area, we bring it and we help it scale. But what you can do as an entrepreneur is follow the process that we use, which is called product market fit and validation. So I think Riz from Kodami spoke a lot about that, right? You need to prove your model. You need to prove that people use your product, and you need to prove that people are willing to pay a premium to use that solution that you have created. Then you have a proven model, and it's worth for you to invest in yourself, invest in your company, and take it forward. The next third important thing is building a company is something you do together with people, right? And you need to be very, very clear about what is your core strength and what are the areas that you are lacking. And from our analysis of our portfolio success, we have drilled it down that a company needs 3 core sets. You need someone who really understands the business side of things, which is basically getting your customers, and you need someone who really understands product. They can build that solution that people need, and you need someone who is professional, someone who is that guy that will keep things in check, make sure your cash flow is there, make sure your systems are there, make sure your legal stuff is sorted out. And in Mountain Partners, what we do is we play on that co-founder role. So when we look out for talent, we find people that are very strong in business and very strong in product, and we tell you, you come work with us, and you focus and do what you do best, and leave the back-end stuff to us, because you really, really have to play to your strength. If you're building your own company, then find co-founders that can fill up the gaps for you. The fourth thing is fully funded. In our case, yes, when we start a project, we align a budget that will take it from pre-seed right up to Series A. But in your context, what you need to do is you need to understand the funding landscape. Is my venture very innovative that I'm going to need a long runway to test and develop and build my product? How much money do I need? Where can I get it from? Where will the next round be? What do investors look for? So like as Abdul Muhaimin pointed out early, start investing in yourself. Start investing in knowledge. That is the most important capital that you need if you want to be successful. The fifth thing is shared economy. So what we believe in is you need to have the best talent and services provided, but you don't have the ability to afford it. So instead of going for market access. And touching back to that earlier point that Muhammad Faris has in his book, I asked him over the flight, what was the best advice you could give me? And he said, have sincere intention and hard work and leave the outcome to Allah, because that's beyond what we can expect. So with that note, I thank you all for your attention. You guys have been great. Please join us, check out our website. I hope to get amazing talent to join us. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you. Thank you, bro. It's good. It's good. Thank you, bro.